Thanks everyone for inviting me here and also talk about our paper here on the GitHub Copilot. So this is a paper we done almost a year ago. That's before the launch of the GitHub Copilot. And this is a joint work with Irini and Peter. Peter Ting also here from GitHub, and also from Merton here from MIT. This is at the time when I think the Gen AI haven't really kind of been formally launched. I think the GitHub Copilot was the first AI-driven coding tool that's available on the market since last May. And we do these experiments before the GA of the product, general availability of the product. And the idea there is basically to understand what's the impact of this product to the developer. It's a very straightforward, simple A/B experiment. And the purpose there is just the purpose there is try to kind of documenting the impact we're seeing, like before any of the kind of vulnerability of it. Okay, so I'll just go straight to the experiment design. So we partner with Upwork, one of the biggest freelancer platform in the world, and then conducting these experiments among May 25th to June 20th. So that's June 21st is actually the first day GitHub Copilot becomes available to the public. And over there, we send out 166 offers on the GitHub on Upwork. So of course, it's going to be a little difficult to recruiting the developer that we want. So there's a couple of requirements. So we want the developer to be able to code in the JavaScript, and also want the developer to have certain kind of capabilities in some work experience with Upwork, so that we can qualify to participate in these experiments. And then among the 166 offers we sent, there's 95 acceptance. And from this 95 acceptance, we just divide them equally into a trade and control group. So for the trade group, where we enable them with Copilot at that time, and control group, we don't enable them with Copilot, so there's no way we have access to Copilot. And so we want to ask those groups to complete the same task and see what's the difference. So the structure of the offer is sending as a standard Upwork job posting, as you can see like on the slides. And once the job is being accepted, the participants will then, and on the job offerings, the participants will see our rewarding scale. So if you complete this task within 30 minutes, you can get almost $106 payments. And then the slower you complete the task, the less you get paid. And of course, for anyone kind of to participate and didn't complete even 150 minutes longer, they only get $20. And for people who didn't even complete the job, they get a minimum kind of payments of about $5. Yeah, and so upon accepting this offer, the participants were first answer an entry survey where they will provide us demographic information and also about and answer some basic questions about the developer environments. And then they will be channeled into the experiment setting where they will get guidance on how they access the task and how to complete that. And finally, upon they finish the task, they will also answer an exit survey where some additional questions will be asked. And that complete the task, and the reward we provided is only going to be based on time they complete the task. Okay, so this is the kind of the email we send out for both the control and trading group. So the task effectively is to write an HTTP server using JavaScript, and so we use the infrastructure from the GitHub Classroom where people can log on and to perform can log on and then start kind of enter the task. The benefits of using GitHub Classroom is that we can locate the timestamp where people start the pull request, and also to the time where the code passes the compiler, so that we have a kind of a measure of the time to finish the job. And you can see from the intro email we send out to both the trader and control group, the only difference here is that for the trader group, we grant them access to a GitHub Copilot at that time. So they will follow the instructions in this red box here, and then just register, provide us with a GitHub email, GitHub alias, and then we enable Copilot for them. And then we also kind of provide a tutorial, a 1 minute video, and showing them how to use GitHub Copilot at the time, because nobody at that time is aware of how to use that. So let me play this video here. So it's a very quick 1 minute video to show you the performance of the task. There should also be some. I can just say this. So basically, like if you just enter the function, type in some word, right, so it automatically fill the rest of the function for you. And you can also kind of play around with tab and like, to change the recommendations that's given to you. And you can also make modifications like after the recommendations based on you can make modifications based on recommendations. And that's where and you can change the word. It will also prompt you with different recommendations. So that's basically it. Yep. So yeah, so this is being kind of shown to the treaty group. There's some additional trick you can use alt plus to kind of further alter the kind of the code structure that's being delivered to you. So this is it. And yeah, so that's and then like after kind of at this moment, the kind of the people, the developer in the treaty group still need to kind of configure Copilot with their IDs, Visual Studio or Visual Studio Code. So and depending on what they have, there's also kind of instructions in the previous emails. That basically a couple clicks. Okay, so once that's been done, this is what I mentioned. What they need to do is write the HTTP server, and what they do is they need to log on to a GitHub Classroom to start the task, right? So, and once they start, this is green button, and this is where our timer starts. This is also being made very clear in our usual email. And then they will kind of fork the vehicle to their developing environments, and then start to write. Right. So this is basically on the right hand side. This is the requirement of the task. This is the time they are going to save. So it's a standard HTTP server, and you need to kind of return certain type of standard structures for the server. And when they submit this code, this will be kind of run through a compiler, so that we can and the compiler to check like all of those input and outputs are correct in order to save this code successfully. So that's a kind of, we just monitor this minimum threshold for the to control the clock. So this is like the kind of give you a concept of the full answer looks like. It's something like a 3-page, almost like here, a couple hundred of lines, and that's a kind of the right solutions that can pass the compiler. Okay, so to jump to our results here. So first, this kind of presents you some demographic information that we collected during the entry survey for the participants. So as you can see, in terms of majors, in terms of background, a lot of them are from the computer science backgrounds, and of course, a lot of them are software engineers or even senior software engineers. So, but most of because of the nature of the freelancer platform we are using, so most of those developers are actually coming from India and Pakistan and low-income countries, and you can also this is also reflected in their mean income. Of the developers we recruited in this experiments are under the age of 34, and on average they code around 5 to 10 hours per day. So we also asked their exposure to various code completion tools. So this is, as I already mentioned at the very beginning, this is really the first AI-driven coding product at the time. So there's no competitive product at the moment. The only kind of comparable things are VS Intellect Code, which is effectively an code auto-completion tool. All it does is it just complete the rest of the line for you instead of giving you a paragraph. And then there's also Tab9, and also the Codex is also available at that time. So in theory, like somebody can also use Codex, but obviously need to build their own UX to do that. So that's going to be troublesome. But there are indeed some exposure. So that's people's kind of visibilities into the code completion tools. Yeah. So those demographics help us to understand some of the heterogeneous chain effects in the study. Although we are definitely kind of limited by one of the drawbacks for this study is that we are limited by the sample size we are collecting. Yeah, so it's so effectively like in this, we only have less than 100 observations. So that's just given the time frame and the structure and the platform that we can, the maximum amount of people we can recruit together before the GM. So this is our main results. So among the kind of the treaty group, 35 of the participants complete the task, and in the control group, 36 of them complete the task. Right? So in terms of percentage of completion, there's not really much difference between the tree and control group. And so then next, if we further conditioning on the completion of the task, and then on the right hand, you can see on the right hand side, this is basically the histogram about the time to completion for both the tree and. So for the tree group, this is plotted by the blue bars here, and then for the control group, that's being plotted by the orange one. So as you can see here, there is really a shift of the distribution between these two groups. And here, kind of just reporting on the mean impact here, we're seeing around 55% reduction in the completion time. And this is statistically significant at the p-value is 0.0017. So, and then and we also look into some heterogeneous shielding effect. You can find out more details about that, like in our paper posted on the archive. So we find less competent developers seem to be benefits more on the Copilot. So this means like people with less experience measured by years of coding, and also developers with heavy coding load seems to benefit more, and also the kind of a developer of age above 25 seems to benefit more. And then finally, in our exit survey, so we are interested in basically we have two questions asked in the exit survey. So the first one is how much, we ask people just how their perception about this product is for their productivities. So this is a direct ask about how much more or less productive in percentage terms do you think GitHub Copilot if you complete this task. So, but of course, only Shitty group experienced that, control group didn't. So what we do is we just show this 1 minute video to the control group right before they answer this question, and we just ask them to give estimates. And so here we didn't really see too much difference between the control and trading group. So this is a stacked histogram. So unlike the previous one, that's overlap. So here this is just a kind of I'm just stacking the control and treated all together. But if you just compare the blue and orange bars, you didn't really see much difference between the answers provided by the tree and control. But the overall, so since the average, so there are indeed like a big chunk of people saying that this is almost improving their productivity by 50%, which is very close to the experiments results. But there's also a group of people that are reporting kind of a lower estimates. So on average, the estimated productivity gain is around 35%. So it's lower than the measured by the experiments. And the second question we ask is related to people's willingness to pay for the product. So, so this is not related with the product, with GitHub Copilot pricing. So this is just for our pure research purpose to understand people's willingness to pay. So the way we ask this is that instead of directly ask people's willingness to pay, which is going to be incentive distorted in that sense, we ask people what's the minimum price they would be still interested in getting notified the availability of the product when it's become available. Remember, this product had been GA at the time. So we just have a sliding bar, ask people to slide to the point where they think that this is still a relevant price for them. So if we charge this for $200 per month, then they don't even bother to get notified for it. So, and then the plot on the below is basically the CDF plot, or the percentage plot, the cumulative percentage plot of the sliding bar, of this maximum the maximum irrelevant price for the control between the control and trade group. So as you can almost say, there's almost like a first stochastic dominance for the trade group compared to the control group. So, and on average, the trade group has a willingness to pay around, or has a minimum relevant price around maximum relevant price around $27, and then for the control group it's only $16. So this suggests the power of experience in the product. After you experience the product, this does indeed increase people's willingness to pay for it. So this is it. This is the study. So I'm happy to take any questions from you.